if you've been following my channel for a while, it's not just wargaming. It's not just D&D, role-playing games, but in terms of board gaming, this is a dangerous place to be. Taking someone that is a completionist and taking someone that is not only a completionist, but has an obsessive personality. Fantasy Flight loves me. So when I fall in love with a board game, when I fall in love with that narrative, I can't get enough good content. I want to get the big boxes. I want to get the small boxes. I want to get the Kickstarter exclusives. I want to get the hero packs. If there's fan-made content on something like Board Gaming Geek, I want to go out there and print it up and bind it and really, have that narrative to dive into. And some games, I was recently playing Warhammer Quest, the adventure card game. This was a Fantasy Flight title that it's out of print, but you can still pick it up secondhand for like $20. It's a dungeon crawling card game set in the old world for Warhammer. It's right when Games Workshop not only destroyed the old world, although apparently they're bringing it back, but also took back the licensing from Fantasy Flight. It is one of the best dungeon crawling card games that plays fast and furious. And it's a hybrid game. For those of you that like hand management, you have cards that you can control, but you also have some dice to throw in there. So you have the random dice element. And even having played through the campaign a number of times and doing the dungeon delve, it's still, I really, really love playing it on there. So in playing that, it has 2 small expansions, 2 heroes on there, and then it got killed. So that's something where the expansions are, as an example, expansions that are manageable on there. Then we look at something like Descent 2nd Edition, which I also really love playing. We've kind of taken a break from playing it on there. I'm not quite sure when we're going to visit it again. I mean, we will at some point. We're kind of doing the Runebound thing now. So this is a chance I'm wondering, do I want to start really diving in and painting them up on there? Although I'm still working my way through Invader. Got a lot to paint. But that's, that's okay. That's all good. But something like Descent 2nd Edition, in terms of collecting it all, is insane. Is just insane. I don't even have any of the Lieutenant packs yet. I've got the big boxes. I've got the small boxes on there. I mean, it's great content. But now this leads into the question. So there's this back and forth. I try to get the most that I can if I really, really love a game. And, I justify it by saying, over time, if I collect and I take care of my games, which I try to do the best that I can, you have it on your shelf. It's never going to be out of date. I can always play it. It's not going anywhere. And every time I play it, I make up in enjoyment and time spent, make that money back or that initial investment goes from $50 a play to $47 a play to $30 a play, all the way down to maybe $1 or $2 a play. But sometimes I feel like things get out of control. Sometimes I feel like for some gaming systems, even with my personality, my gaming personality, it's a lot. Am I ever going to play through all this? Am I ever going to chew through all this on there? And some games, whether I'm playing solo or with a group, we're kind of deciding what to play. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a trap because I want to jump into this gaming system now, but there's so much content. I don't want to play just core. And then if I put in this expansion, I got to do another expansion and another expansion. It's a little bit overwhelming and a little bit intimidating. So I've got that going on. As of right now, and I say that to hold myself to it, I'm Kickstarter free. I'm not backing anything right now. It's not to say I won't back, but for now, I'm just kind of sitting back and looking at some of the different Kickstarters that are out there and trying to figure out where I'm going to go next, plot next. But there are some intense Kickstarters out there where you've got an amazing core game, you've got lots and lots of expansions, you've got the Kickstarter exclusives. I mean, essentially you're buying in, instead of something that was released over multiple years, traditional retail, you're buying in upfront all at once, I don't know, for $600, $750 USD. I mean, that's a lot of money, but you're getting a ton of stuff. And that seems to be the way games are now. And it makes sense. Look, it makes sense from a Kickstarter perspective. It makes complete sense from the perspective of, if I'm a gaming company, I want to sell you everything. I want to sell expansions and character packs and alternate tile sets. I want to attack that cash and get it on there. And look, I'm giving you product too. I'm giving you really, really good stuff, especially since it's easier production-wise to design this stuff and tool up this stuff. So exploring that, everything seems to be core box, big box, multiple expansions, multiple stuff. I had the good fortune recently, and we're going to get into this extensively. I'm just going to need a little bit of time to figure out exactly what I'm doing, and I want to push that love out there. Magic Realm. For a long time, that has been the ultimate holy grail, what I have been wanting to play so much. And, you know, New York, Westchester, where I'm at, is a big area. A lot of gamers, a lot of established gamers. I was never able to find someone that had a copy of Magic Realm. And I thought time and time here and there, well, I know there's some print and play versions or maybe, you know, build a version and stuff like that. But, you know, the hobby log is like bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger going on. I had a chance through some wonderful luck to come into a possession of Magic Realm. And besides being like, just wow, the rule book is crazy on there, makes Mage Knight look like baby cakes. What has amazed me, I'm not even at the point to play the game yet. Production value aside, it's not fair to compare the production value of, you know, 1976 or 78 Magic Realm to something like today. But what amazed me was the complexity of the game from what I see. The experience, the versatility, the literal Magic Realm in a box where it looks like don't need any expansions. It is a complete, massive, massive, massive experience. And immediately I'm like, you know, that's kind of unique. That's kind of interesting. There's no money in this anymore. Imagine if you could buy one game and it was so well developed, or the experience was so just perfect for you. You never have to worry about expansions. You never have to worry about X packs and big boxes and small boxes and tile sets and character packs and token sets and everything else on there. It was just really refreshing to look at a game and be like, this is it. You know, this is the entire gaming experience on there. And that's pretty cool. So I think going back in time, if we were able to do that, if I was going to hop into that DeLorean and look at that, you know, in the 80s or even early 90s, I know Hero Quest had a couple of expansions out there, but around that time, if it was like, look, I'm going to pitch this game and the rules are tight, the rules are amazing, and you agree, you know, you're kind of that like research and design team, that executive board, you're like, this game is going to be great. But I'm like, hey, wait, there's also these 10 other boxes that we're going to sell, add-ons and character packs and token packs and tile packs. They'd look and be like, you're nuts. No one would ever buy that. That's just insane. That's absolutely insane. You know, we want one game, we're going to sell one box and on to the next. I feel like we've gone so far to the opposite side of the spectrum. When confronted, I was really surprised, confronted with something, one box, so unique, so interesting with the rules, so dynamic in everything. It's like, wow. That really, really kind of impressed me from that perspective. How do you guys feel with that? And maybe this is because I'm that kind of Ameritrash type gamer where I love all the expansions. You know, I know. Well, look, even Euros. I got a buddy. He loves Euro games. He hates dice. He loves to control everything with cards, and he loves the algorithms and the meta and doing that. And he's got a great collection. And I love exploring some of his titles, but it seems like Euro games are mostly like, okay, here's the game. But even with that, I think we're seeing more and more and more of expansions. I think that beast is bleeding over, blending into every aspect of gaming. Maybe it's DLC, maybe it's downloadable content. Taking that idea of you buy and it's more and more and more. What do you guys think?